Hello and welcome to my live Forever in Motion Facebook class. My name is Kimberly and I hope you can join me here today for a live class. So a couple of things that I'll just start off by telling you that you'll need is if you happen to have some sort of ball in your home. So this would be something, could be something, stress ball size, could be a little bit smaller than this, could be more like this size. This one here happens to be a bender ball, but it could really be anything. But if you want to have some sort of ball nearby, we're going to use that for a few of the exercises. And don't worry, if you don't have a ball, I'll give you some alternative exercises that you can do. Okay, let's get started. So the other things that you'll notice that I have with me in my room here is I do have a chair. I have a set of weights that I'll be using for some of the exercises here today. We'll be using some body weight for resistance. As well, I have a water bottle just outside the view of the screen so you can't actually see it, but I do have a water nearby and I suggest that you have that too. So if you need a moment to go run and grab a drink of water or a ball of some sort, then feel free to quickly do that, or pause the video if you're watching this at a later time. Otherwise, let's get started. So I'm going to start with a warm-up. So I'm starting with just a little bit of a march in the place, and let's start with a tap to the side. So tap to the side, and I'm going to reach my arm out. I like to coordinate mind and body movements, so I'm going to have arm going opposite direction just a little bit, getting my shoulders, my hips, and everything warmed up. Good. Hope you're having a great day today. Today, if you're watching this live, this February 6th, kind of an overcast, gloomy day, but it's nice and warm and sunny in the house here, so we're still gonna have fun here. So, okay, let's keep going. Let's reach and pull. And I'm just slightly thinking about my core here as I'm getting this started. So we like to remind you to think about your ABCs of posture, which stands for abdominals in, bum tucked, chest lifted, and chin tucked. So as I'm doing this, I'm pulling my belly button to my spine, and I can feel my core just start to turn on or start to engage, supporting my back here. And then we can be working our core the whole entire class if we're really thinking about a little bit of core engagement at the same time. That's it. Now, a quick reminder here, I haven't mentioned this yet today, but remember you always have the option to do any of these exercises in a seated position. So if at any time you feel like you're more comfortable seated, then you can always sit down and your movements virtually look exactly the same. So you can do the exact same thing in seated. I'm sitting on the front half of my chair with my back away from the back of the chair if I choose to do this seated. But I would really strongly encourage, when possible, when you're able to stand up and do your exercises. We sit so much of our day that at the very least for our 40 to 60 minute exercise classes, if we can do them standing, that really is best for us. Good. If you feel like you're a little unsteady on your feet, then instead you could choose to stand behind your chair, just so that if you ever do feel a little unsteady, you can grab your chair for a bit of support. And I'm going to be mostly to the side or in front of my chair, just so that you can see me fully. Okay, let's change it up just a little bit. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and march it out. Okay, let's start with a V step. Let's start with a V step on our right side. So forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back, back. Again, this will look exactly the same here in seated, so you can do the exact same thing. Good. And you can stay at that little slower pace, or if you feel like you're able to speed up that pace a little bit, go a little faster. Have those arms by the side swinging at the same time. Working on warming up hips, knees, ankles, shoulders, a little of everything. So that synovial fluid in our joints is nice and viscous and ready to do some strength, balance, and flexibility exercises. Okay, so we've started on our right side. Can we switch? In 4, 3, 2, and last one, tap down, switch the other side. Left, right, left, right. And it's not a big deal if you're doing the same side. I just want to make sure that you're alternating. One side may feel a little bit less comfortable than the other side. And you know I like to make you feel just a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, can I challenge your brain with this just a little bit? Okay, let's change it from jogging arms, which is a little easier on our brain, to let's change it to open, open, close, close. Just a little bit more of a challenge on our brain, so you might have to slow that down just a little bit. Good. And again, once you've got it, speed it up, make it a little faster if you'd like. Good. Okay, a couple more on this side, and then we're gonna alternate sides. 2 more. Let's just drop the arms from now. Last one, let's tap down other side. So we're gonna alternate tapping down. Left, right, tap down, right, left, tap down, left, right, tap down. So you're gonna alternate sides each time. Good, and again, start slow. If you need a moment to wrap that around your head, and if you've got that right away, then speed it up right away. I'm gonna stay at about a medium pace. Okay, can I challenge your brain one more time and add arms to that? Open, open, close, close. Good. This is warming up our rotator cuff muscles. Some more shoulder muscles. That's it. 2 more. Okay, 1 more brain challenge. Stay there if you need to. We're gonna alternate the arms, and that when you go out, your hands are gonna stay in. Oh, and when you go in, you're gonna have your hands. Oh, okay, just back here. I can't talk and do it at the same time. Okay, so I want our hands are in when our feet go wide, and when we come in, we're gonna open them up. Now this is tricky for me because I've got my video reversed, so I'm not gonna look at you for a moment, because I find when I look at the video, then it screws me up. And I still can't do it. Okay, let's try that one more time, friends. Okay, hands in when we go wide. When we come in, we're gonna take our hands out. Wide, 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 wide. There we go. Oh boy, that is a brain one. I should have practiced that one several times before I tried it. Good. And like I said, I'm all about challenging our brain. Whoop, I mixed up that time. Okay, that's going to have to be one that we're going to have to practice together. Okay, great job. Yeah, it's easy when we go out with those arms, but hard to reverse those arms. So if you got that, way to go. Okay, march it out. Okay, let's just reset our posture just a little bit. So let's take a nice deep breath in, bring those shoulders up towards the ears, and drop them back and down. Good, let's do that again. Nice deep breath in, and exhale. One more time, nice deep breath in. Good. Good. Okay, let's take a step to the side this time. So step together, step together. Good. Let's add our arms, swinging to the side at the same time here. And we always know our brain likes when our arms and legs are going the same direction, but let's challenge that brain just a little bit and have our arms go in the opposite direction. We could even change that to a little bit more of a bow and arrow arm if we'd like. I'm doing a low bow and arrow. Great. Last 4, 3, 2, last, and march it out. Now let's tap back, so warming up the back side of our body. So tap back together, tap back together. I find my arms tend to like to go in the opposite direction, kind of counterbalancing. You might find that you like your arms and legs to go in the same direction, and that's just fine too. Once again, feel free to do this seated. Maybe at this point you're just getting a little petered out. Feel free to sit down or stand behind your chair for a bit of support. Okay, and one more brain challenge with that. Let's change up those arms. Instead, let's do a little bit of an upright row with that. So as I'm stepping back, my arms are coming about chest height. And once again, this whole entire class can be a core exercise if we just think about pulling that belly button to spine, engaging our core. That's it. Also helps to support that lower back. That's it. Very nice. Very nice to see a few of you on here live. That's great. And 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Nicer. Okay, so we've been going about 10 minutes or just over 10 minutes. So let's just grab a quick drink of water here. And then we'll just gradually bring that heart rate back down. Let's do a little bit of coordination, a little bit of balance, a little bit of tapping. So let's start by tapping forward, back, side, across, side, across. Let's do that with the other side. Ready? Tap front, back, side, across, side, across. Let's do that the other side again. So a little bit of balance as we're doing this. So you're balancing on one leg, side, cross, good, and march it out. Let's do that one more time on the other side. Front, back, twice, and side to side twice. Okay, this next time, can we just add a little bit of challenge to it? And instead of tapping down, you're gonna have your foot float. Now again, this would be a great opportunity that if you feel like your balance maybe isn't the best right now, or you wanna have that chair for support, have that nearby. So we're gonna go forward, back, my foot isn't touching down, forward, back, side, cross, good, and march it out. Good, okay, try that again. I'm gonna come forward so you can see me a bit better, but know you have that chair for support if you need it. Forward, back, side, cross, good, march it out. Yeah, so just a teeny bit of a cool down and a little bit of balance and coordination. Let's do that one more time. Float the foot if you can. Touch down anytime you feel like you're losing your balance. Here we go. Front, back, side, cross, That cross is wonderful for so many reasons. One, oftentimes when we have a fall, we tend to step or cross with that other side to catch our balance. But also when we cross that midline of the body, it helps with connecting the 2 hemispheres of our brain. So let's give that a try again. Ready? Front, back, cross. Sorry, out, cross. Good, march it out. Okay, can we do that again? We'll cut it in half though this time. How about? So just one of each. So it feels like we're moving through it a little faster. Ready? Front, back, side, cross. Other side. Front, back, side, cross. Do it again. Front, back, side, cross. Other side. Last time. Front, back, side, cross. Good. And march it out. How is your balance? Did you nail that? Did you just need a chair there for a little bit of support? Okay, let's gradually bring that heart rate down just a little bit more. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Inhale all the way up. And exhale. Again, nice deep breath in. And exhale. And last time. Now, if you feel like your heart rate is still a little elevated, feel free to walk around the room a couple more times. If you feel like you've had sufficient warm-up to be ready to do some strength exercises, then that's great. And if you're watching this at a later time, you can always pause your video to either do a little bit more cardiovascular or to bring your heart rate down a little bit more, just depending on how you're feeling. Okay, let's get started with our strength part. Great. Okay, let's have a quick drink. Okay, let's start with some muscle strength. We're going to always start with our big muscle groups and then move on to our smaller muscle groups. So we're going to start with our weights. I can do the seated or standing. I'll show my standing option first. But we're going to stand shoulders back and down. So always standing with good posture. ABC's of posture. We're going to hinge forward at the hips. My hands are going to be by the side. I'm going to bring my arms straight back. This is a paddler's row. And then straight back down. A couple things to remember for this one, if you've already got started, is pull that belly button to spine so that lower back is supported. And we want to make sure that our head and neck are in line with our spine. So if you can help not looking up at me at the whole time, if you can look down about 3 or 4 feet in front of me, or in front of you, like I am doing, 3 or 4 feet in front of you, so that your head and neck is in line with your spine. Okay, so that's one of your options here. So feel free to do that. Keep going if you're comfortable in standing position. If you prefer seated, I'll give you a seated option. I'm going to hinge forward, drop my arms by the side, and then I'm just going to bring my arms back. Good. So bring those arms back. A little bit of squeeze for the shoulder blades here. Pull those arms back. Good. Right, so know that you always have that seated and standing option. I'm going to do a couple more with you here. Most importantly is that you're going to muscular fatigue. So if right now you're not feeling anything, then maybe do 3 or 4 more. If you're feeling maybe fatigue in that lower back or in the back of the shoulders, feel free to stop. I'm going to do about 2 more. And last time. Good. Okay, and give that a shake. Now you can always you always have option to do 2 sets of any of these exercises. So you could pause the video, or maybe while I'm taking a quick break or talking, you could take a couple second break and do a second set right away. More sets will help build our muscles even stronger. So feel free to do a second set of that if you like. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is our chest. So I'm going to give you 2 options. If you were able to find a ball, and it really doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger one or a little bit smaller one, we're going to do a little bit of a squeeze with our ball, but I'll give you an alternative in case you weren't able to find one. So you're simply going to squeeze and release. Nice, slow and controlled squeeze and release. Now I'm not going to hold that at any time. Isometrics isn't great for people with hypertension or high blood pressure. So I'm just going to squeeze and release, not holding it at any time, remembering to breathe. Exhale as I squeeze the ball. Inhale as I release the ball. Now your alternate, if you do have a ball, then please feel free to keep going with that. That's a little bit of a chest squeeze exercise. If you didn't find the ball, then just go to a wall, and we'll do a wall push-up as an alternative. Okay, we better get out these because the ball people probably are halfway through. For those of you who want to do a wall push-up, we're going to come up to the wall. The further your feet are away from the wall, the more of a challenge this will be. So I'm going to have my feet about 1.5 feet away from the wall, hands on the wall, and we're going to push away from the wall and come back. Push away and come back. You can make this easier by bringing those feet a little closer. You could make it harder by taking those feet back a little further. And then you can always add just a little bit of impact to fall into the wall and reaction time. Good. Okay, so those are 2 great options. Can you try to do that till muscle fatigue? So do that to the point where you feel like you might not be able to do one more, either squeezing the ball or the push-up. That's a couple more. That's it. Okay, and 2 more, and last one. Okay, nice work. Okay, moving on to a upper back exercise here. So again, I'm going to grab onto my weights. Once again, you can do this seated or standing. If I want to do it seated, I would just do it in the seated position, but it's going to look exactly the same. So I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Make sure I'm starting with good posture, my ABCs of posture. I'm going to hinge forward at the hip, making sure that my core is supported, or my lower back is supported with my core engaged. I'm going to bring my arms out to the side, and I'm going to bring them back down. So arms are coming out to the side and back down. Good. So this is an upper back exercise, so I'm going to really think about squeezing my shoulder blades together in the back and releasing. And just do a quick check. Is that hard enough? Not hard enough? Maybe you need to grab a little bit heavier weights. Maybe you need to lighten your weights. So adjust accordingly. We're about halfway through. If you feel like you need just to give that lower back a little bit of a release, feel free to come up and give that lower back release. Otherwise, let's try 5 or 6 more. Exhaling as we bring those arms up. Inhale as we bring those arms back down. And 2 more. And last one. Good. And release that. Give that a little shake. Grab onto a drink of water. Always making sure we're staying hydrated. And I do find I take lots of drinks of water just because when I'm talking I get even more thirsty, but we should all be having lots of drinks of water to stay hydrated. Okay, moving on to shoulders, and then we'll give that upper body, and especially our shoulders, just a little bit of a break. I find come this point, our shoulders are just starting to fatigue a little bit. So we're going to stand with our feet shoulder apart, knees are soft. Again, start with good set position, shoulders back and down. So what we're going to do here is a combination one. I think you guys have done this long enough. So I'm going to have, while one arm goes forward, the other arm is going to go out to the side. We're going to switch directions. This will be a little bit of a brain one at the same time. Good. As one arm goes forward, the other one will go out to the side. We're going to do this slow and controlled. And you notice again, this will be a little bit of a brain. My palm going forward is going to be down. My hand or my palm that's going out to the side, my palm is going to be out. So that I'm doing this with good postural positioning. Good shoulder placement, so I'm preventing any impingement of the shoulders. And hopefully this is evident in the video, but I'm just going shoulder height. My camera is a little lower than I am, so it might kind of look like I'm going a bit beyond shoulder height, but I'm just going to shoulders. Make sure you're breathing at the same time. You always want to exhale as we're exerting, inhale as we release. And 2 more. Might be starting to fatigue there. Feel free to stop if you're ready to stop. If you're feeling like you've got just a few more reps in you, feel free to do a few more. Yeah. Okay, and shake out those shoulders. Give them a little bit of a release. Great. Okay, nice work, everybody. Okay, let's move on to a little bit of leg strengthening here, knowing that that's always important for improving our ability to come up and down off a chair, on and off the toilet, etc., etc. So let's come to a chair. Maybe you're right beside a couch, whatever it is that you want to have. We're actually going to come down to a seated position. So you'll want to have something nearby. We're not going to just do a regular squat. So we're going to stand with our feet about hip width or shoulder width apart. And we're going to nice and slowly come all the way down and all the way up. So I'm going to cue you, so listen closely for your cues if I'm telling you to come all the way down, halfway, all the way. So let's give that a try. So let's slowly sink down for 6, 5, 4, don't beat me down, 3, 2, 1, let's come all the way down. Good. Let's come all the way up. Ready? For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay, let's go halfway down. Great. All the way up. Halfway down. All the way down. Good. Let's come up for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down slow for 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Let's come up halfway. Come back down all the way. Halfway. Down all the way. Halfway. All the way up. Great job. Keep going if you're able to. Halfway down. All the way up. Halfway down. All the way down. Halfway up. All the way up. Halfway down. All the way up. Halfway down. All the way up. All the way down. Great. Halfway up. All the way down. Good. Let's come up slow. This time for 8. Slower we go, the harder it'll be. 8, 7, 6. You're doing great. Don't be up. Beat me to the top. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come all the way down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and a half. 1 and all the way down. Good. How are you doing? Quick check. If you feel like you need a break, feel free to stop and take a break. If you're okay for just a bit more, let's just do a couple more here. So let's go back to halfway up, all the way down, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down. And this is probably what we end up doing throughout our day, but we're doing it all in one fell swoop here. Halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, halfway, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, last time, and all the way down. Whew. Okay, great job. Give those legs a little bit of a shake. Great job. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So just something a little different from our regular just squats or a regular sit to stand. Okay, nice work. Grab yourself a drink if you'd like. Okay, let's move on to biceps and triceps. So remember, you always have the option to sit and do your exercises. Since I'm going to be at my computer for most of my day, and I've already been sitting at my computer almost the whole day, I'm going to stand up for mine. So I'm going to stand with my hands about hip width or shoulder width apart here. I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. So I'm going to start with a good set position here. And I'm going to start with just a basic hammer curl. Nice, slow, and controlled. Imagining we have a stack of $100 bills underneath our arms, between our elbows and our ribs. So keeping those elbows close to the side. Now, if you feel like you're up for a bit of a challenge today, can I suggest you bring your feet together? So that will just make your core turn on a little bit more. I could feel my core, my obliques along the side, turn on just a little bit for more stability and balance, as well as my outer thighs. Now, if you're up for a little bit more of a challenge, could I suggest you stand on one foot? And again, know how you're feeling today. If you're feeling just not quite balanced, maybe don't try that quite today. Good. I'm going to switch feet here, working both sides a little bit. And then one more challenge, if you're able to, is reciprocal arms. You'll notice that I'm really balancing. My stabilizing leg is working just a little bit harder to stabilize and balance. And I'm going to switch sides one more time just because that is a little bit harder on that supporting leg. Let's try 3 more. Stop if you've had enough. 2 more. And last one. And again, if you have not gone to muscle fatigue, feel free to do a couple more repetitions, or next round, grab a heavier weight. Great, give those a little stretch there in between. Very nice work. Okay, let's move on to triceps. So for triceps, we're just gonna have one weight. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go in that staggered position that we sometimes do. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. I'm gonna hinge forward. If my right foot is forward, then my right hand is on that leg. Left hand is to our hip. And then that hand is gonna go straight back and then back to that hip. That side view is the better view, wasn't it? So straight out and straight back. So this is our kick back, tricep kick back. So once again, it's great if we can keep our head and neck in line with our spine. Arm comes straight back and straight down. If you can avoid swinging your arm through, that's best, because we lose the contraction when we swing past our hip. So you'll notice that I'm stopping once my hand is straight down and then coming back up. It is way, way easier to swing through. It's like you get a bit of a break in there, so don't do that. You're losing the contraction, the effectiveness of the exercise. Woo! Okay, I'm starting to feel that, so I'm only going to do two more. I'm hitting muscle fatigue. 1 more. Woo! Okay, I'm going to stop there again. Couple more if you're able to, but I was starting to feel that, my shoulder and the back of my arm, my tricep. Let's switch sides. Other hand, same hand is on that same leg. Other arm is up, and let's take the arm straight back. And we're still breathing at the same time, right? Making sure that we're never holding our breath. If you can, exhale as that arm comes up. Inhale as you come back down. But in all truth, I'm just happy if you're breathing. If your breath is reversed, that is just fine. And 3 more. And 2. And last one. Good. Okay, that was a little bit of my weaker arm, so I might have done not quite as many on that side, but I still felt like I got to fatigue for that one there. Okay, nice work. Give that a stretch. If you'd like, give those triceps a quick stretch between repetitions there. Okay, we doing okay there? See, there's a few of you still watching live here. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so let's go into just a little bit more leg strength. You've probably heard me say before, I feel like our front of our hips are already very tight. So I really like strengthening those outer thighs and our glutes or our back side of our body. So let's start, again, you can have that chair for support if you'd like. Let's start with some back side of the body. So with our ABCs of posture, shoulders back and down, I'm gonna lift my leg. You can always have that chair there for support. Squeezing my bum, lifting that leg slightly off the ground, and slowly place back down. And other side, and release. Again, we're doing this slow and controlled, so this is strengthening my glutes and my hamstrings, but also challenging my balance since I'm standing on 1 foot and alternating sides. Good. And that alternating sides is good for, as we age, we stop being able to lift our hips or move our hips. So by alternating sides, we're kind of getting those hips moving a little bit. It'll prevent some of that shuffling of our feet. And I know we don't do that, but the shuffling that we see other people do, we want to prevent that from happening to us, right? I hear that all the time. Someone will come to one of our programs and they'll say, it's not me, but somebody else in the building shuffles. Maybe they should be doing this exercise. Okay, let's add on a little bit of a challenge. So as you lift the leg, can we lift the opposite arm? Good, and release that. And if you're thinking, oh, it feels better, the same arm, whatever, it doesn't matter. Lift up one arm with that leg and switch sides. And again, if you need a bit more of a challenge, maybe right now you're staring at the screen at me, kind of keeping your vision to one side. You want an additional challenge? Can I suggest you look around the room? I automatically felt that just a bit more of a challenge as I looked around the room at the same time. Just I could feel myself a little bit less steady. So a little bit more of a challenge on our balance. And then as an alternative, if you want, remember you can always have that chair, have one hand on the chair at all times. But I would really suggest just fingertips so that you're actually challenging your balance at the same time. But no, you always have that option to have one hand at the chair at all times. Okay, 2 more. And last time. Okay, at the beginning, as a cool down, I did a little kind of front, side, back, and we did front, back, twice, side, side. This time here, we're gonna do this a little bit more with a balance exercise. Once again, please feel free to have that chair nearby, maybe just your fingertips, just so that in case you need it at any point. I'm gonna stand just a little bit closer to you so you can see me, but I'm gonna call out front, back, side, or cross, and then you're going to do it. And I'm going to mix it up so it won't be all the same like we did in our cool down. So let's give this a try. So hang on to your chair or fingertips if you need that for support. Let's start with our right leg. Front, side, cross, front, back, cross, side, front, back. Now touch down if you need to. If you don't, keep the leg hovering. Front, side, cross, side, cross, side. Very nice. Okay, drop down, shake that out. So that you might have felt that a little bit more on that stabilizing side because it was stabilizing, balancing as that other leg, a little bit of reaction. So you're hearing my commands and having to process what I'm saying and doing them. Okay, let's try that on the other side again. Ready? Back, front, side, cross, side, cross, side, front, back, again, touch down anytime you need to, cross, front, side, back, side, cross, front, back. Great, and march it out. Okay, one more time on each side here, just give that a little release, shake it out. If you feel like you're up for a bit more challenge, maybe your hands now this time are just hovering over the chair. Okay, let's try one last time. Front, this is with our right leg, back, front, back, side, cross, front, side, woo, back, cross, side, front, back, side, cross. Woo! Nice. Okay, just starting to feel that a little bit on the outer thigh there, just a little bit. One more time on the other side, always touching down when you feel like you need to. Front, back, cross, side, cross, back, oh, front, back, side, cross, front, back. Great, and shake it out. Okay, nice work there. Shake it out. Release those shoulders just a little bit. Give those hips a little bit of a shake. Grab yourself a quick drink. Okay, doing a little bit of calf and tibialis anterior. You probably see me do this, if not every class, almost every class, but it's great to strengthen our lower legs, our calf muscles, and the tibialis anterior, the front of our shin. So with that chair in front, coming up to our tippy toes, and then rocking back onto our heels. Again, if I need my chair for support, please use it. If you feel like you can manage with just your fingertips on the chair or your hands hovering, then feel free to do this. And I like to suggest you try to challenge your balance. So if, and I'm going to do this on purpose here, but if you ever feel like you've gone beyond the point where you can manage and you step back, that is working our balance reaction. So that's working our body system in our reaction time, so that if I feel like I'm a little unsteady on my feet, then my body will be able to react to that. So I might be washing my windows, I kind of lose my balance, and I need to take a step to counterbalance. We're trying to, in a safe way, challenge our body right now to be able to react. So feel free to push yourself just a little bit, as long as you've got a chair for support. You might want to do this with a wall behind you, so that if you do feel like you're about to fall back, then that wall is there to catch you. Our wall's a little too close. There we go. Come up to our tippy toes. Rock back onto your heels. If I feel like I've gone a bit further, my wall is there to kind of catch me a little bit. Now, if you feel like a bit more of a challenge, so try if you can to do 4 or 5 more. If you were up for a teeny bit of a challenge, you could also do this with your weights, just to give yourself just a little bit extra resistance. But please only try this if your balance is really good, you're really confident that you don't need the chair for support. And of course, if you do ever feel like you're a little unbalanced, you can always step back to stop yourself. Oh, did I ever coordinate well? I'm just realizing my weights are the exact same color as my shirt today. Oh, I am definitely not always color coordinated, so don't expect that every time. Great. Okay, let's try 2 more. And this one's really important this time of year with these icy, slippery streets, uneven sidewalks with some snow or ice. Really working on our ankle mobility and ankle strength to be able to maneuver around all that uneven surfaces. So that's a good one to practice. Okay, let's go into a little bit of core strengthening. I like when I can to do a little bit of back side of the core, side of the core, and front. Today, I'm going to start with some back side of the core. So I'm actually going to move my weights out of the way for now. I've got all sorts of furniture and stuff surrounding me here. You just can't see it right now, but I've got couches and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to have my chair in front. You could also do this with a couch in front. But rather than getting down on the ground, and you're welcome to get down on the ground for a bird dog, so you do the same thing on tabletop position on the floor. So your hands would be in front of you on the floor. If you wanted to do this on the floor, you'd be kneeling. I just know not all of us can get down and kneel on the floor. So here's our option. My hands are going to be on my chair. I might start just by lifting one arm. And I want to activate my core. So I want to pull my belly button to my spine. I don't want to round my spine, but I want to activate or turn on my core. And then I'm going to lift one arm up at a time. And I'm actually going to do this on my knuckles. It looks harder, but it's a little bit easier on your wrists. And my wrists are kind of giving me a little bit of a hard time today. So lift up and lower. So that's our level 1, just using our arms, pulling that belly button to spine. Our level 2 option is we're going to lift our legs, and my leg will probably go out of the view of the camera, but we're going to alternate lifting our legs. So a little bit of glute and hamstring strengthening, but also working some of that lower back and core strength. And then if you feel very confident with that, then you can lift up opposite arm, opposite leg, and then slowly lower back down. The slower and the more controlled we go, the more of a challenge on our balance this will be. That's it, looking good. As much as possible, slow and controlled. So this is a bit of balance too, you might find. You're balancing with one foot and one hand on the chair. Let's try 2 more. And last time. Great. Okay, let's come on up. And I'm just going to give my lower back just a little bit of a release there. That is meant to be a little bit of work for that lower back. So if you feel a little bit of fatigue in that lower back, that's what we were trying to go for. So some strengthening of that lower back, erector spinae, lats in the lower back. So kind of our lower back portion of our core. Let's try for some obliques along the side here. You can always do this one seated or standing. So I'm going to start with standing. I have my option to have my hand on my chair there for support. I'm going to lift up elbow to hip or armpit to hip. Squeeze the two together and release. Level 1 or option 1, I have my hand on my chair for support. Option 2, fingertips on my chair. And option 3, I could have my hands hovering if I don't actually need it. So you'll notice it really is just armpit to hip. My knee bends a little bit, but that armpit to hip or elbow to hip is the important part. We want to avoid this sort of thing. We don't want elbow to knee, it's armpit to hip. Okay, let's do a few more. Option to do this in seated looks exactly the same. Armpit and hip together. And 2 more. And last time. Okay, switching to the other side. Now you can do this seated or standing. So other arm up, armpit and hip. And we're trying to make rolls. So if you feel yourself make a few rolls there, then you're doing it right. And there I go again, just slipping in a teeny bit more balance as well. So you'll notice you're balancing on one leg there for a couple seconds. And 2 more. And last time. Good, and release that. Okay, lastly, let's work on a little bit of rectus abdominis, or the front side of our body. So I'll turn just slightly to the side here so you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm going to sit on the front half of my chair so you can see I'm not touching the back of my chair. I'm going to have my hands resting on my thighs. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly lean back. Now just that lean back, you're going to find that your tummy muscles, your rectus abdominis muscles in the front are automatically going to kick in or turn on. And a lot of my groups say that they have a soft shell cooler surrounding their six-pack. So that's what it should feel like. We might have a little bit of a soft shell cooler surrounding our six-pack here. We're going to lean back. Now, if you like, you can lift up one arm. Make sure you're still breathing here at the same time. Don't hold your breath. Good. So we've turned on our rectus abdominis, which really is the function of our abdominals, is for stability and support. And then we're just distracting ourselves, kind of like that bird dog, but instead of working the back, now we're working the front of our abdominals. Okay, and let's release that. Let's come all the way up. Good. So it's a teeny bit of an isometric exercise for our core, which we want to make sure that really important we're breathing at the same time. But really, that is the function of our core, is for stabilization. So this really is a functional way of training. Okay, so we can just do those arms again still, like I already showed you. Or if you like, you can lift the legs. That makes it just a little bit harder having to focus on your legs while keeping that core engaged. Or once again, I'm going to challenge you, you can lift up opposite arm, opposite leg, and come back down. And if you are somebody who does like to get down on the ground, You can do this same thing on the ground. So imagine I'm laying my back on the ground, my arms and legs are up, and then you're going to gradually lift and lower opposite arm, opposite leg, and that's called a dead bug. Now let's see 2 more. And last one. Very nice. Okay, and slowly come back up. Whew. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe you need to do a little reset. Roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, I'm going to have one more drink of water here. Great. Okay, let's wrap up with some flexibility work. This should feel like this is the best part of the class. Kind of chance to relax all the muscles. So let's start by extending, it doesn't really matter, let's start by extending your left leg forward. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and we're going to hinge the hips rather than the spine. So I'm going to slide forward, hinging at the hips. My hands are going to be on that supporting leg. I'm not hurting that supporting knee by putting on it, and I want to avoid pressing down on that knee. I'm going to wiggle that foot out, bring the toe towards the shin, and get a nice stretch all along the back side of the leg. So by bringing the toe up, a nice stretch through the calf muscles. By hinging forward, maybe lifting my tailbone a little bit higher, nice stretch through the back of the hamstring. And we're going to take between 3 to 5 breaths as we're holding this. If you've done my classes before, you've heard me say that I once had a yoga person say to me the difference between fitness stretches and yoga stretches is that we breathe in yoga stretches. And I would say, yes, we breathe in yoga stretches, but we should also be breathing when we're doing fitness stretches as well. Any stretches we should be breathing helps to let the muscles relax better. One more breath. Maybe go down just a little bit further on that last exhale. And release that. Okay, let's switch sides. So maybe your right side this time. It's okay if we weren't the same leg. Extend that leg, push the heel a little bit further, keeping that knee soft, hinging at the hips rather than the spine. Keeping that head and neck in line with the spine as we get a fabulous stretch all through the back of the leg. Taking 2 to 3 breaths. On your next exhale, consider just hinging forward just a little further, making sure we're not locking that knee still though. And release that. Okay, let's get a little bit of hip flexor stretch going here. So I like doing my stretches in seated because then I can completely relax my muscles. No, you always have the option to do these in standing. So let's swivel to the right, your right hand on the back of your chair, and let's wiggle that left leg back as far as you can. And I sometimes get instructors, forever motion instructors, ask me if it matters if your leg is straight or if your knee is bent, and it doesn't. I'd say if you prefer your knee bent, I'm going to cue that you're going to do a pelvic tilt. Tilt your tailbone under. Maybe lean back a little bit. And boy, do you ever feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor and down into the quadricep? If you prefer that leg straight back, that's great too. Have that leg straight back. As long as you can feel a nice stretch through the front of the hip there, that leg straight back, I feel it in that same hip flexor and quad with my legs straight. So it really doesn't matter. One more breath. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Inhale, let's bring that arm up. And exhale, just working on a little bit of shoulder mobility. One more time, nice deep breath in. And exhale. Great. Okay, let's switch sides. That is one of the tightest muscles in the body. We do so much thing throughout our day. Our hip flexors, our iliopsoas gets tight. Okay, other side. So it's really good to give that a little bit of a stretch every once in a while. Again, doesn't matter. Bent knee, tuck the tailbone under. You'll see I tuck the tailbone, I pull my belly button in. Nice stretch that way. Or you can take that leg back. Whatever you choose. Okay, let's add an arm and add a breath to that. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Great. Okay, let's release that. Let's come back to the front. I love hip stretches, hip opener stretches. So let's give this one a try here. Now you have several options here depending on your hip mobility. Why don't you start by straightening a little bit that right leg. You can cross the left ankle at the knee, and maybe that's where your hip mobility is, just gently pressing on the inside of the knee. If you feel like you can have a little bit deeper, you can slide that foot to the base of your knee and then open up through the hip. Or you can slide that foot above your knee and bend that right leg and then gently press on the inside there. I have really, really good hip mobility, so I'm actually going to gently push on that, and I'm going to actually hinge forward at the hips just a little bit. So that's where I need to be for me to feel that, but no, pick any of those options along the way, depending on how your hip is feeling today. Sometimes one hip can have really good mobility, the other hip not so much. Sometimes it changes day to day. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. Good, now this is a hip opener stretch. Let's do the reverse of that. Let's now bring that leg across. I'm going to grasp on that leg with that opposite arm, pull that knee in, and get a little stretch the other direction. Maybe add a little bit of rotation. Just make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Now let's rotate looking back behind us. And release. Let's do that same thing on the other side. Option, cross the ankle, cross the base of the knee, cross above the knee. You know you always have options. I'm going to gently press on that knee and I'm going to lean forward. I know I talk a lot during class. I'm just going to talk a little bit less throughout the next few stretches. Give you some time for some personal reflection, how your day is going, how you're feeling. You know, is there something positive about your day you can reflect on? Take a few more breaths. And release that. Let's bring that knee across the body or towards the body. Opposite arm is going to wrap around that knee, sitting up nice and tall, possibly giving a little rotation to the spine. Back to center. Okay. Let's bring one arm across the front, and as you know, I like standing for my upper body stretches. Stand up, one arm is going to come across. Let's gently pull across the body. Doesn't matter if my hand is above my elbow, below my elbow, or if I choose to hold my elbow. I'm not locking the joint, so it doesn't matter. What we do want to try to do though is keep that shoulder down. So if you feel like it's creeping up towards the ear, drop that shoulder down. Take that same arm up and back, like you're patting yourself on the back. For a great job today, gently press on that tricep. Good. And other arm across the front here, stretch out through the shoulder on the other side. Release that, bring that arm up and over, Gently press on the back of the arm, or bring that arm up and over if you've got the mobility, the shoulder mobility to do that. And one last chest bicep stretch. So let's bring those arms back. Open up through the front of the body. Maybe lift the chin up slightly. Take a few more nice deep breaths. Open up the front chain of the body that tends to get really tight from all of our sitting or texting or computer work. Let's rotate the palms down and back, or the thumbs down. A little bit of biceps with that too. And release. A few nice deep breaths. Bring those shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Nice deep breath in. And last time. Great job. Nice work, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my Forever in Motion class here today. Again, my name is Kimberly. If you have any comments or questions, I always love to hear them. Love to hear what you thought of the class, anything different that we might have done today that you enjoyed. I don't usually do this opposite arm one, which was kind of a nice new one. So let me know what you thought. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.